never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
All right.
Instantly drowned out. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it just fine.
Yeah, we didn't.
I didn't hear shit. What was going on?
No applause button.
Talking to himself or something. Yeah.
No, it works. It's just when people are talking, it doesn't work. It drowns it out. It happens on Friday Night Tights as well. Happens all the time.
We can't hear fucking shit, mate.
I think it's also the fact that I'm using a Stream Deck. An actual soundboard would be a lot better, but
well, Jack is the technical master as far as like sounds, audio, video, and that kind of stuff, man. The dude knows.
I'm an audio snob.
So I wanted to show you, Jack.
Jesse said.
They just updated the software to my Shure USB mic.
Oh.
And it lists out every single audio source I have, has levels for all of them. I have no idea what the fuck to do with this at all.
Cool.
So
Nice.
I'm just still using the old one for now.
Yeah,
Until
we'll
I
have a
can
look.
Watch a few videos, figure it out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you want to get on a call, we'll sort it out. Anyway, let's get into intros.
For sure, man. We'll start with you, JackTarLad. How has your week been, man?
It's all right, man. I've just been preparing, getting over this chest infection, and I've had a little bit of cold, but I'm getting back into it. We'll get back into the Blood Omen stream on Tuesday, the Gay Dick Touch stream, and then on Thursday it's the commercial breakdown stream. Got a few things in the pipeline, working on them at the moment. Having a little bit of cold feet about it because I don't know whether it's going to work, but we'll just have to wait and see. But that's me anyway.
You're always your own worst critic, man. I think it's going to be awesome. You've been pretty cagey and cryptic about exactly what it is, but all we know is a lot of work goes into it, and it's very time consuming. So
Exactly.
Expect it to be pretty awesome.
No. You see, this is the thing. I'm worried that I'm building it up to more than what it is. Do you know what I mean? I'm worried. That's what I'm worried about. But I just. Oh, did you see that? Look, yeah. I'll do it again. Yeah. I'll do it a quick hit again. Oh.
Imprisoning me. All that I see. Absolute horror.
Fancy.
So yeah, anyway, that's me. Thank you.
So you're going to be hanging out somewhere else right after here tonight, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I am. I'm going to be on Domey Wormy's channel. I'm going to be on Ball Crawlers or Ball Busters. That's it, yeah. Ball Busters. So awesome. Come and check me out there later.
Does busting make you feel good?
Hey, if they're Dermy's balls, it makes you feel great.
Oh, shit.
And moving on, Helhound. How's it going, man?
Good,
you
man.
Alive?
Yeah, I'm alive. I've just been sitting around trying to get this whole house or the house organized. I'm finishing up on this room, and then I can finally get set up in a decent way. And then I gotta get my audio and everything else sorted out after I get a set situation here. But yeah, I'm ready to actually get going.
Right on. We actually got a little bit of announcement to make, but we'll save that for later on toward the end of the show. MSK. How you doing, buddy?
There he goes again.
Anyway.
Did that shit on purpose.
Vagabond, how's your week, man?
Oh yeah, it's been busy with work. Can't wait to leave this job. But other than that, was on stream yesterday with Diesel and the Common Nerd for the birthday stream. And I think Jack, you were there too, or you left. You were there at the beginning when I got there, and then you left before I got in there. Or before
what was that? Jesse's stream?
Yeah, Jesse's stream. And
was I not there when you were there?
You were there, but then you left. You had to get going. Yeah, because you were already streaming for like 9 some hours or something, right?
Yeah,
yeah. So, and
I wish I could have caught that. I just popped in long enough to say hi in the chat, and then I was taking a little bit of an internet break, kind of getting sober in more ways than one, like limiting my social media, not even watching streams, just getting off the internet for a good week. So I missed a lot of good stuff. That sucks.
Oh, no worries. But yeah, other than that, I'm just floating around between people's streams. I'll be on the tier list stream with The Devil Made Me Do It on Sunday. Let's see, rate candy bars.
All right.
What candy bars?
All of them.
Dude, Devil
rate them. Okay, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
It's like
you thought he said something else.
There's no way he can get everybody's favorite candy bar on a list. It's impossible.
Want some candy?
And
MSK.
Oh yeah, he's back.
Hey.
So we want to catch him while he's here.
Hey, hello. How you guys doing? Someone having a malfunction?
Oh, that was
Professor's coming at us from the moon, apparently.
I'm not on the moon.
He's got mission control in the background.
I can give you a moon.
Oh Lord.
No, I'm good.
Not much has happened. All that stuff
all
that stuff that I said I was gonna do, I got it done. I have to do like 2 other things, and we're done. So the announcements will be in tomorrow's video, actually. So they're all done. It only took like good 3 hours to do. Then it exhausted me. It's a lot of stuff.
It's
Good
not
Lord.
bad getting all that done that fast.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
and once once it's all done and everyone sees what I'm able to do, we're gonna be I'm gonna be like so much more smarter and stronger. My brain has expanded in a knowledge you don't even know yet. Actually,
Okay, Angstrom, calm down.
I'm basically Professor X mixed with Magneto at this point. I'm basically just like Onslaught.
No.
All right.
Lord.
No, you're just the black version of the Hulk villain.
Oh,
The
Yeah,
leader.
The leader, yes. His brain is so huge now, but blacker.
are you talking out of a can and a string?
I am, actually. How do you
Yeah.
know this?
That sounds fucking awful. You sound like those kids that play with us. You know, we were kids. We took the cans and we started talking to each other. We were poor as fuck.
Yeah, this is the gamer word modification for my OBS. It makes it sound more authentic to Xbox 360.
It actually does sound like an Xbox Call of Duty lobby. That's
Sounds
what
like
it
a Modern
precisely
Warfare 2
sounds
lobby.
like.
Exactly. This is the filter I'm going for. I'm going to start throwing gamer words out any second now.
If that's what you paid for, get a refund. Please tell me you kept the receipt because that is garbage.
No, it was free. It's one of the
That's
downloads
even
you
worse.
can get for OBS now.
Good lord.
Okay.
Good lord. Yeah,
All right.
I had sex with my wife, and older women are,
He's black.
older women are a lot more better than younger women, is what I figured out. When I was younger, I was like, yeah, younger women are great. Older women are just better at everything. They talk conversations. They fuck your mind penis more. It's just way better, honestly.
They've been
It's
around the
modern.
block a few times. That's why MSK. They know what it's about. You know what I mean? It's like the when the Muslims say, like 42 virgins when you get to heaven if you're martyred. It's like, well, who would you rather have? 42 virgins touching your dick or 42 single mums? Because they've been around the block a bit. Do you know what I mean? They know what they're doing with it.
I'm saying, like,
attracted to single moms.
And they feel like they gotta earn it a little. They gotta work for it a little more.
all right. That's not true. I am old. I'm old. She's like only 10 years older than me. The wife of MILF lady.
Okay.
We learn everything.
Nate?
Good lord.
Doing all right. Just been working a lot and saving some money. I finally got everything in this place finally packed up. I finally finished prepping the D&D stream setup that's going to be starting next month. Got building a nice little panel of adventurers who were going to take a trip through Barovia, possibly fight a vampire lord and live to tell the tale. I don't know. We'll see when we get to that point. But
That's
other than
pretty
that,
cool,
man, just chilling out and doing me.
Right. So, since you and MSK are currently staying in the same place, when he brings home his older lady, does he have to put on the sock on the doorknob so you know to fuck off for 15, 20 minutes?
I never
Or do you
saw
guys
any
share?
socks.
15, 20 minutes. That's generous.
All I saw were box of condoms that have just never been opened. So I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Oh, MSK, you bareback all the way, are you, mate? Fair play.
That box of condoms had dust on it and shit.
So for all I know,
I'm proud of you, son.
So for all I know,
Condoms.
he's just in the other room having another psychedelic hallucination of a
Why
woman or something.
do you
I
have
don't
a
know.
He could be Catholic.
I'm just saying, why do you have a box of condoms? And rubbers are overrated. Just pull out when necessary. It's literally super easy. It's not that hard,
Well,
Yeah,
do her
but
up the bum.
some people don't know how to do that.
I'm just saying.
That's why you use them.
Okay, so in the group chat, I was like, Hellhound, you were having sex, and this man was like, yep, every day on the floor. And I'm like, okay, that's...
Million abandoned black fathers can't be wrong.
Well, I guess
Yeah, don't
I
let
guess when
MSK
MSK
lie
doesn't
to you.
guess
MSK's
when
pull-out
MSK
game is
doesn't have a
going
bed.
for milk when they're 3.
Hey, I'm just saying, who's going to show up in my sex tier list, my sex position tier list when we hit episode 500? Who's showing up for that?
I don't think anyone's
Probably
showing up for that, buddy.
See?
Do we
Except-
have to get into the
I'm a
positions?
degenerate.
Because I'm
no,
game.
that's gay. That'd be really gay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Oh,
just saying.
All right.
I mean,
Moving on to
guys,
Diesel.
we should all realize that
Professor, I can't hear you. Astronaut, are you in Jupiter?
I was saying that we should all realize MSK's pull-out game is going for milk when they're 3.
I can't hear you. You're on the moon.
That was a good.
Paging.
Ground
Hello?
control.
paging, doctor.
Ground
Over.
control to Major
Lord.
Gay.
I'm gonna stop and get some drive-through liquor while I'm here. I mean, fuck it, why not?
You're on the
Diesel,
moon.
go Diesel.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Slim, I just drank a fifth of vodka. Dare me to drive?
I got to give a shout out to Jim Bone. He went to his comic store, his local comic store, and picked me up a copy of the Energon Universe Free Comic Day and mailed it to me because I don't really have. It's a comic store, but it's like 45 minutes away, and like I've mostly just been buying them online. And that dude went out of his way to go up there and get that book and then mail it to me. That is a cool thing to do, awesome. Man. That's fucking dope.
Jimbo, we met him at the meetup. He's cool as shit.
Oh, dude,
I think he's local.
Also, man, I put this. There we go. I put my newer version of that poster up. The old one was so faded. The colors, like I got to get another frame for it, but I put it over my Megatron, and the colors, you don't know how faded something is until you put up a new one.
Exactly.
That shit is fucking dope. I had to take a picture and then tag Don Figueroa in it because it's cool. I got that dude to follow me like 3 times. Oh yeah, well, you know what was really funny on Jesse's stream last night? Apparently, Sevi has caught her kitchen on fire. Not once, not twice, 3 times. One time she was boiling water, apparently, and I guess she went in to like watch some TV for a couple of hours. It boiled all the water out of the pot and was melting the paint on the pot to the stove eye. That's some. And I was like, right. That reminds me of the story. I knew this dude. He used to smoke like a ton of weed. He went home and was so high he was gonna boil some hot dogs, right? So he's really high to put the hot dogs in the pan and didn't put any water in there and just set it on the stove and was watching TV, and then the smoke alarm went off and he was just like thinking, oh Lord, them hot dogs done boiled over.
I did something similar. I put you know how Taco Bell has those like aluminum foil wrappings? I put it in for like 20 seconds and started popping and burning. I was like, oh
you
shit.
Put that shit in the microwave?
It was one time only. Once I was like, oh, that is going to microwave.
You put some silverware in there, you can blow it up like freaking, what was it, Under Siege?
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, dude. Metal in a microwave is a bad fucking deal, guys.
Hey, I can't hear you. Are you still on the moon? Are you still in outer space, sir?
See, this is how I'm just demoing how MSK will react when his children call him when he's 40.
Can you say one small step for man and one giant leap for gayness or something?
God.
One small step for man, one giant leap for black man on the internet.
All right, so when you get to Uranus, just let me know. Lord, keep going in space.
No, yeah, man.
Well, we got a little bit of a few topics this week. I actually had to catch up on the news this morning because I
told you there was a lot of it. Yeah,
I just picked a couple random things. The most interesting stuff I could think of. Well, we could either do the X-Men recap. That's something I am pretty familiar with. That show just ended. And reading
How does MSK go into his green screen like that?
He disappeared, man.
He's got a literal paywall behind him.
Nate, I'm gonna have sex over there.
That's a good one, Nate. The paywall was too expensive. That's a paywall.
You guys are all gay. Good Lord. Just saying.
Dude, until you put something back there and like, you know what it's like? You know what it's like? You remember when Goku and Gohan went into the freaking hyperbolic
here's
time
my copy of
chamber,
Skyrim, buddy.
But empty and a void behind him. That's what he's got behind him. He's in the hyperbolic time chamber, man.
I just picture he walks out there and it's that room from Matrix Reloaded and like Trinity and Morpheus. That's cool. Let's get some milk.
What's the Jim Carrey movie?
The Keymaker.
And Colonel Sanders is watching him on all those screens.
What was you saying, Helhound?
What was the Jim Carrey movie? Ed TV, I think.
You're talking
Truman Show.
Truman Show, yeah.
Oh, Truman Show, yeah. Truman Show. Shit.
Yeah.
Walks out of the dome.
No, wait. MSK's got a few things back there on the floor. What's going on there?
I wanna point out one thing real quick, like, man. I've got this Optimus Prime figure, right? And you think the leader of the Autobots wouldn't have bitch grip-itis.
Oh no!
It was supposed to fall out, man. He don't grab.
Got a proper loose grip, has he? Not enough friction.
It's not. It don't. You know.
He hasn't built his calluses yet.
Yeah, hasn't built up them calluses. Sometimes you have to sand those down though a little bit. They can be a bit rough sometimes.
If you sanded it down anymore, it wouldn't even like. It's
no. Here's what there's. Just look at some gunpla channels because sometimes the joints in like gunpla get loose. So you either add like extra clear glue on top or whatever.
I would have to put like a pound of fingernail polish to get him to hold that because like.
Well, I mean, all you got to really do is you just take a tiny little piece of matchstick. You know what I mean? Like you take like a sliver of matchstick and you just sort of like poke it in the back so that it sort of holds it in place. Give it a little bit extra friction.
It's not quite. It's just the joke is he was.
But you get what I mean.
If I breathe on it wrong, he drops his gun, and I'm just like.
You could also use hot glue from a glue gun because it dries clear, it doesn't do any damage, and you can just peel it off afterwards.
My mom took my dad's car one time through the car wash, and it had one of those antennas that you pull out on the roof, and of course, it broke the hell out of it. So my mom takes a glue gun and tries to glue that shit on there. The only problem was you can see that it was a glue gun from fucking low orbit because of these giant globs of glue. And my dad came out there and he was just like,
you mean like when someone breaks their spectacles and they wrap the tape around the middle of them like that, and it's like really noticeable.
It was like a giant, like the antenna is like this, and then the glob of glue was like that. So my dad looks at it and it was just like, the fact that you did this thinking I wouldn't notice, you know?
An interesting fact about hot glue, it releases really easily if you put isopropanol alcohol or rubbing alcohol on it. It just releases. Yeah. Completely releases. Anyway, we had some topics to get. Yeah, rubbing alcohol. Right. Trust me, don't rub it on your dick, bro. Trust me. Don't do that. Anyway, and we got subjects, yeah?
Yeah, I got a couple here. We could either talk we'll just do it on committee and decide which ones to go into first. We got the X-Men 97 recap.
What is this committee? Just choose one, make an executive decision.
You want to run the show. You got to be David Zaslav. You make the decision. Is it axed or not axed?
Or would you rather talk about?
Hi, Diana.
No, fuck it. We'll
do, unless you want to get to the chat first. X-Men first. Unless you want to get to the chat first, and you want to just say hello to people in the chat first. I don't know.
I always forget about the chat. Let's see who we got here. This is why I need Selena here.
The people who watch us, yeah.
Why do you need your wife?
I was like, yeah, all those people that tune into my shows, fuck them. No.
No. Hey, I didn't say that. I just said I forgot they existed. That's all, because we're just sitting here we've been talking about MSK's sex life for lack thereof for 20 minutes.
And his interactive green screen.
Yeah. Full of Disney.
We got Selena, who's working but not here. Wish she was.
Hey, Selena.
She would remind me of the chat and keep this show running a lot better than it is right at the moment. Nate, you're here. Hi, Nate. Jack, Vagabond. We got Jason Clinton. What's going on, brother? Shaka Zulu, what's up, man? We got a member of the show, actually, who we're kind of trying to trim down as many people at once to kind of get things going faster and not get derailed. So that's why I can't have everybody on, but he'll be on hopefully next week. Drunken Emerald Archer, what's up, buddy? Let's see.
Sometimes you just need to do your bikini line a little bit, that's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to choose your models wisely.
I will be gone next week because
Hey, Moxie Dame, what's up?
Oh, cool. Jess is here.
Hey, Jess.
Moxie Roxy.
Milfu Kron. Hello.
Let's see.
Milfu Kron.
Milfu
Dana Frisco 57 saying
Hi,
hi to
Diana.
Jack.
Isn't that Selena's sister?
I think she
Hey,
was more
Renowned,
shocked
what's
about
up?
something that I said.
Renowned is Renowned is a cool mofo, man.
That's my
He
favorite.
is
Renowned
pretty
shit.
cool.
All these people are cool, man. We got the coolest chat on the planet.
Hey,
Look at
I
this
know
dude.
that guy.
That's the
Yeah,
guy that he told me on a stream that he's Green Arrow, but he goes to liquor stores and buys
It's the guy-
cigarettes and
It's
Skittles.
the guy that still hasn't saved the city yet.
He didn't save anybody. He's just buying Skittles and cigarettes and just letting them get mugged. So, and he said he's going back
Sounds
home
good.
to take a nap.
He said Grant Gustin has this. I'm good.
The cops show up. He just starts instantly booking it out the
Yeah,
back.
as he's walking past the robber, eating his Skittles, lighting up a cigarette, he's just like, I have failed this city.
He's like drunk and depressed on his fucking chair. I failed this city. And he drinks him into a coma.
slowly developing a beer gut as he does.
Oh shit!
All right, so who on the panels watched and enjoyed X-Men 97? I think at least three.
man.
Me, obviously.
Me.
But I haven't seen the last episode yet. I've downloaded it and I haven't seen it.
Oh,
So
man.
don't fucking
bastard.
spoil it for me.
Okay, so without going into spoilers, this is going to be more just of the overall quality of the show.
Yeah,
Because
Talk about
it surprised the hell out of everybody.
it had.
I mean, in a great way. The last episode, without giving any spoilers, I'm just going to say it ends on a great note. It treated all the characters that were there with respect. It followed the source material at about as good as a cartoon can be expected. And it definitely left you wanting a lot more afterwards.
I
And
need season 2 right now. Like Marvel needs to
Yeah.
stop with all these live action shows they're trying to fucking spit out. I need
Well-
X-Men 97 season 2 right fucking now.
And
They
it's
fired
so
the
good that
showrunner.
they fired the lead writer and showrunner.
So it's
for
probably going to be
undisclosed
garbage
reasons.
for second season. I'm
No,
guessing.
That's what I'm concerned about.
No, everything
Here's
was
the thing.
finalized before he was fired.
Yes, he was already involved in over half of the production of the
all
second
right.
season, which was already being worked on at the time of his termination. So that's
Okie dokie.
a good thing, and hopefully fans can bring him back. I don't know. It's Disney, so that's definitely a long shot. Probably not going to happen. But here's
Garrett
the thing.
earlier said something about it. Go on, carry on. I thought you were finishing.
oh, who did?
No, don't
Oh, I
worry
was
about
just
it. Carry
gonna
on
say-
what you were saying. We'll get onto it in a bit.
Here's the thing, though. With as good as this show is, it should be the most talked about thing. Everybody should be watching it, and it's not even a speck on the radar. It's not. Nobody's watching it. Well, a lot of people are watching it, but they're not watching it on Disney Plus. That's the problem.
Because they have
But no,
destroyed their brand, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's exactly it, mate. It's a damaged brand now, so people aren't watching it because, like, it's like you say, a clock strikes right. A broken clock strikes
Broken
correct.
cock.
Yeah, exactly. But nevertheless, I was saying that Garrett was saying earlier that he kind of really enjoyed this. He's been watching like the first couple of episodes of the season. And I said, I've been trying to spread the gospel of X-Men 97 and, slowly everyone's starting to come around. I hope that, me praising it so much. And I'm not just giving it total praise either. I am pointing out things that I can see in it that from my point of view, being someone who hasn't read all the comics, and thanks for pointing me in the direction of those omnibuses, Iron Oxide, because I've been checking those out on the high seas as well.
He means he bought
And
them
so-
and overspent on them.
Yeah, I bought them and overspent on them, like Warhammer or something. Anyway, but I'm not completely, over the moon with it. But after reading some of the, background and hearing some of the things that Iron said about it and some other people have said about it, like following the lore of the comics and you kind of get an idea of where they're going next with it as well. You can kind of tell where they're going next with it. And yeah, all right, it kind of does tie in. So I kind of walk back a couple of things that I've said previously about it. But overall, I've always praised it. Just got a few criticisms. That's all.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, nothing's going to get a perfect score. Even things we really love, you're always going to see, you're going to be able to critique it. That's just part of nerddom, but not, overwhelmingly hate it like most of the stuff Marvel's put out. But when Marvel in general, Disney Marvel, and what specifically they've done to the comic books over the last 20 or not 20 years, but at least 10 to 12 years specifically to the X-Men. It started off with them trying to ruin them in the comic books because Disney didn't own them. So they wanted to kind of downplay them and just shit on the characters to make them less interesting since they couldn't do anything with the movies. Now, I mean, just it's a shadow of what the X-Men used to be.
Remember when they wrote good stories to write good stories, and these people weren't just writing stuff with chips on their shoulders and trying to do something to subvert expectations or to own the chuds or whatever it is that these losers do, man. Good writing.
Well, and you brought up a good point, the owning of the chuds, that and their revenge writing. It's a real thing. That's the only reason out of all the characters they went after Iceman to make him suddenly gay, because he was kind of the womanizer. The only reason they didn't do it to Gambit is no one would have believed it. At least with Iceman, he didn't have such as strong as a following, though. I mean, the hardcore comic book fans were, because he's an Omega level mutant. He could literally destroy the world if he wanted to.
Iceman?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Now all he does is dress like a leather daddy and go to pride parades. Make things a little
silly. That's what you want to read about in a comic. That's what I want. I want to see Superman Jr. with a sign about climate change. A dude who could actually, if there was such a thing, affect it, physically affect it due to his powers. But nah, we're gonna sign.
Well, the biggest problem with
to be fair, is Superman only fights against things that actually exist. Like
exactly.
What was you trying to say there, Nate?
I was just gonna say, the thing about Iceman is that's his whole character. Like that's his whole identity is I'm gay. Like now, anyway. I mean, back then it wasn't, but now it's literally.
Isn't that what's happening to some of our other IPs as well? Like, does a certain Doctor spring to mind, perhaps? Or
it's the entire identity. It's like, what are you doing today?
We're not gonna
gay. What are you doing tomorrow? Well, I'm gay, and this evening I'm going to be gay. What are you doing? Well, I'm gay. Are you gay? I'm gay too. How about
what are you doing tonight?
I'm saying
I'm gay. We're going to gay, and tomorrow we're going to gay, and then next week we're going to gay.
I said to Jesse the other day. I said to Jesse the other day on his stream that I don't make it my entire identity to be straight. I'm just me. You know what I mean? Who I want to fuck or who I choose to fuck makes no difference to any of you guys, right? Sitting here right now, you couldn't give a shit who I fuck, right?
I do.
I'm supposing that you don't, right?
It was my mom, and then I'd be kind of mad.
Yeah, because like.
I wouldn't be mad if it was your mom.
Problem. So it's like there's two things. So I think computer factor in the show was actually announced at San Diego Comic-Con in 2022. So the announcement came out a long time ago before the show even came out. And I'll be honest here, I have something big with this show coming up anyway, so I'm still gonna watch it. I'm gonna probably watch. I want to go back and rewatch the other stuff before this one because I want to actually review the other stuff because that's what my brain works.
You haven't watched it.
So the problem is I'm seeing is the marketing. The marketing's really bad for stuff now. It probably just wasn't marketed very well. Like
they intentionally
people even remember
said that
it was even announced.
Yeah,
because people factor in when they dropped that trailer, people legitimately forgot it existed because they announced it 2 years ahead. Now you're supposed to announce it 2 years ahead before, but they announced it so far ahead that people just probably forgot it existed. That's how fast people forget stuff now.
Well, their marketing was this is what they did, and they intentionally tried to sabotage it because they didn't want the chuds watching it, so they marketed it as whatever his name is trans. Morph. That was their marketing. That was intentionally done to screw it over, man, to make sure that the fans don't want this whole revenge vendetta stuff, man. It's so old and played out, man. It's been going on since the Last Jedi, man. But I mean, that was the first time that you eventually. That was the first time it was like so much in your face that we're doing this just to screw you over. Now I don't even care because Mark Hamill's such a piece of shit that I'm just like, Luke Skywalker's forever ruined.
And going to the morph controversy, here's the thing: considering what his powers are and everything else, had they said that that was part of that character back in the 90s when the character was created, no one would have given a shit. Just been
no one would have. Yeah, because in the 90s, everybody was getting along, and it was only
nobody would have cared.
Do you think that Morph stands there over nighttime, like in the mirror, and he can just morph into any like X-Man that he wants, but he always does Wolverine because he's got like the thing for him, that sort of thing. So he's just morphing into him naked every night in the mirror, like, I'm Wolverine.
I would imagine.
I'm Wolverine.
People were like harping on the ratings and stuff. It's like people were harping on the ratings. The problem here with ratings is like people don't understand streaming services ratings work so different from the traditional TV ratings. The reason why people have to report traditional TV ratings is because you get actual money and advertisers for your network. Actually, with a streaming service, since you kind of do everything by yourself, you don't actually have to report honest numbers. I mean, you could or you couldn't, but there's no real way to know that. Actually, there's no way to actually verify if those are actual viewers, because with TV, they figured out to actually verify if those are actual millions of people watching that show. Now, also, like, just because, let's just hypothetically say it got low ratings right now. What's to say it's not constantly rewatched a couple months down the road or a year later on? Something that has low ratings initially could become a cult classic later on. I'm
already ready to rewatch the whole thing. From
exactly.
One
just
to
like,
10.
just like, that's like good. That's a very good point, MSK. You know, the movie Tremors was not good at all in the box office, but when that movie came out on VHS, people started watching. They were. I watched like a making of behind the scenes, and they were talking to the cast and everybody because it was considered kind of a flop when it came out, but it became huge.
And
when it was
it's sad because
I remember when it was actually released on TV
on Sci-Fi.
And I think that's when it sort of really took off in the UK, when it was released on TV. Up until that point, we'd heard nothing about it. I thought it was just some B movie that was being shown on Sci-Fi, and it was like some B movie with Kevin Bacon in it. And I started watching it. I was like, "This is a fucking awesome concept. Yeah. This is an awesome movie."
I believe Stan Winston was involved with no. I believe it was Alec Gillis who worked with Stan Winston. Alec Gillis and I think Tom Woodruff Jr. You know, those are the guys that worked. They worked with Stan Winston on Aliens, and then they kind of set out with their own thing and pretty much did all of the alien puppet work and suit work from all the Alien movies since then. And that's who it was on there. And Alec Gillis was talking about it. And see, it is if you look at it on the whole, it is a B movie, but it's a B movie that was treated like it wasn't a B movie. So it comes out there and you watch it. And
I don't feel like it's a B movie.
There are movies that they deliberately are made to give you that B movie feel, but they're actually great movies that are
or the concept
almost masterpieces.
Like RoboCop.
Starship Troopers, you can feel that they kind of went for that grindy, almost a B movie aesthetic, but it wasn't. I mean, that was a top tier film.
Well, there's a thing, and if Tiny was here, she and I could both probably go off on it how they changed it so much from the book. But RoboCop is another example of a B movie, just the concept of it, but the way that they did it made that thing like, I mean, plus I think
great example.
Until the Rambo movie from 2008, RoboCop was like the most violent movie I've ever seen in my life, dude, and like it is nuts.
Before MSK loses his thought, what's up, dude?
Yeah. Oh no! Another thing with streaming services, as everyone probably knows, when you go onto a streaming service, I'm pretty sure everyone has this problem. Well, everyone does. They always talk about it. We all can't find something to watch. There's too much stuff there. How much stuff is like cluttered on the first page of Disney Plus that people are like watching so many other things? I mean, I don't know. The ratings argument is really weird because the problem here is like, if people like the fact that people like the show and it had low ratings, well, that's two different things, though. Because it would make sense that the show would have like bad ratings, given how like the marketing was very, very bad for it. It was announced way ahead of time and people forgot about it. But if people actually like the show, okay, so what can Disney do to get it out there more for people to actually watch it? That's the problem, because a lot of people
stop damaging the fucking brand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
Market it for a good X-Men show, because it is.
I think
talk about let the creators talk about the show and their love for their show, not their personal lives.
What are you saying, Helhound?
Another problem that Disney has when it came to this show, they didn't feel like there wasn't any diversity that they needed to push. So they didn't have any numbers to fudge. So they're used to fudging numbers and saying that viewership is better than what it is.
It's got one of the most diverse fucking casts of any comic book on Earth. Like, what the fuck?
That's a guy that transforms
what
into a
happens?
beast. That can't be any more diverse than that.
And what happens is the rest of your shows look like they have decent viewership because you're having to fudge the numbers, and then X-Men, where people are watching it, doesn't look like it's getting as much numbers because you've been fudging shit forever with garbage that nobody is actually watching.
And who can even trust what they're doing, man?
Right.
They can be like, it doesn't matter.
I do have one thing that I can confirm that will show that this is an actual hit and may keep Disney to keep it on for a third season if it's not already signed for one. And that's merchandise. I've gone out and we've gone to the mall and just different shops and where they sell, the graphic tees. They have the display for the X-Men 97 graphic tees, but for men's and women's, they're sold the fuck out. Here's the other thing that's sold out. I've gone to we've got the big ass toy stores here in Vegas. I've gone to all of them. They're all sold out of the X-Men 97 line. All the other Marvel Legends lines are rotting on the shelf, especially the ones related to the MCU. But that particular line is out. Along with
I was at a car boot the other day on Saturday, and there was a guy there selling figurines and stuff like that. He was selling sets of the new Marvel Lego figures for like 60 fucking pounds, but like full sets of them, because he'd gone. I think they're selling them as individual things. Those ones you can buy for a few dollars. Right. But he's basically making sets of them up and putting them in a display case, that sort of thing. And like he's just selling them for like 60 quid or something ridiculously stupid. But anyway, they're out there. Yeah, the toys, the merchandising, it's already out there.
Man, do you remember
they're sold out.
You remember the Marvel Legends from the early 2000s? I got several of those. Like when that dub of the Juggernaut bitch came out, I went and got me a Marvel Legends. I got me a Marvel Legends Juggernaut, big beast, and it's like in the little set behind him was like Xavier's school and stuff like. I also had the Weapon X Wolverine where he's like in the tank thing. I believe I sold most of it, and I think parts of those you could build Galactus. If I'm not, no, you could with the X-Men you could build a Sentinel. They would put like a leg with one, and they would put an arm with the others and stuff like that.
I think I still have that set.
And then they also had in the inverse DC universe had some awesome figures like that. I had a Bizarro that had an axle and a wheel on it from a truck, man. It was dope looking. It was
I've just thought about it. You can't actually see it from there, but
I
got a little Wolverine. I got a little Wolverine there.
It's the best thing to come out of
Hey, Bub, will you get me on the shelf?
Now,
put me behind the paywall. Bub.
You're just one episode behind the last episode, right?
No. So I've watched episode 9. I've got to watch episode 10.
Okay, so yeah, you've only got one to go. So you did see them put the 90s X-Men in the classic X-Men costumes for the finale.
Yeah.
So they started with Storm, and this is such a big thing that they did is putting Storm in her classic outfit, which is very really revealing. So
yuck.
Huh? Or yuck.
No, I'm saying she's black. Oh no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Okay.
I just hate black women in general.
Great. Good for you, dude. But just seeing those classic costumes, what'd you think of that? I don't know if that hit you as much with the nostalgia. Not reading the comic books.
Are you talking to me, mate? Sorry.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking exactly.
Fucking hell, man. I was reading the fucking chat. I thought you were doing some fucking monologue. I was not listening to a word you were saying.
Oh,
sorry.
No,
repeat yourself.
What you thought about seeing the X-Men in their classic costumes?
Oh, yes, of course. Episode. Well, I mean, it's nostalgic, isn't it? You know, obviously it's nostalgic. I thought to myself that, you know, you're moving forward with the show. You're moving it in a different direction. I mean, like, Storm, when she sort of came back, she's in that, like, dark black mode. Do you know what I mean? And so I thought to myself, that was the direction that, you know, they're taking so many characters out of it. They're bringing new characters in and giving them their own sort of vanity cards at the beginning of the show and getting rid of other people. I thought maybe they'd take it in a different direction. So I thought to myself, maybe this is a bit of member berries, but I didn't really care because it's the show. It's a good show, and I've just been enjoying it. It's like I've been saying about but the people who have been going on about the artwork in the sense of that some of the female characters have had their features downplayed. I haven't even looked at any of the characters like that in a sexual way. I've just been watching the cartoon as a cartoon, as an action cartoon, with quite a bit of talking in it, in my opinion. But it's an action cartoon nevertheless, and it's good.
Rogue has been a fucking standout in this season, dude. Holy shit. Yeah.
Well, they give all the characters a lot of breathing room, which is a good thing. It's not just the Wolverine show. It's not just the Scott and Jean, bullshit show. They all get a lot of room to grow, and they all get a really good equal amount of screen time.
Also, I want to say, just because by episode 3, this was the first thing that popped into my mind. Poor Scott, man. That man has been through a lot.
Dude, do you remember in
Scotty
the original
know.
series, do you remember
Scotty doesn't know.
Do you remember how Mr. Sinister, God, what a creep. He was obsessed with like Scott and Jean having kids and doing weird. That dude was such a freak, man.
He's all over this season. They make him worse.
Also, once again, I know I've mentioned it before, but I blame cartoons like this for my taste in women. Like Madeline Pryor, man. God damn. Jesus shit. Wow. I was like, hi, how you doing?
So
Also,
you like
by the way,
telepaths then?
No, I like one fucking destroy me, apparently.
Give me Baroness from G.I. Joe. Oh my goodness.
No, he likes women that if he touches or fucks, they'll literally kill him.
Yeah.
No, I like the goth style mommies. All right, there you go.
Nate is like a praying mantis. Like he's just like, okay, we'll hook up. Like, and you can kill me.
The moment she looked at one of them and said, "I'm going to use you as a toy," I was like, "Yes, please." No.
Well, I think the only other thing to bring up, that's what I was thinking about, is like people were harping on the morph thing, but the people that watched the show said it wasn't a big deal. I'll just say it right now. Things like that, if they're not a big deal, like some people had said, well, I'm not watching because that. It's like, well, if that, I don't know. I wouldn't just not watch a show because of that. That's kind of like, I don't know. Doesn't that feel kind of overreactionary? That's a little overreactionary.
Well, the thing is, they allude to it in like maybe 3 out of the 10 episodes, and other than that,
and
it has
nothing
nothing
in a way that makes it
the plot.
Yeah. I'm just saying that I would not watch a show because just a character is like that, unless the character is actively pushing it. Like I've known some shows that do that. But like, I would not watch I would not watch a show just because of that. That's like,
right.
I feel like that's a little overreacting, in my opinion.
I would not watch a show if it was garbage. Like I watched the first season of that Transformers Earthspark show. I didn't even notice the stuff they inserted into it because the show was complete and utter dog shit. The characters were awful. Everything about it was just. It was like it was made for kids, but it was just obnoxious, man. That like the Transformers 1 movie, I almost feel like that's like a prequel for that dog shit show. It's just
Because the problem here is like, here's what I think. I think people just weren't interested. Because like that's the thing I've been bringing up on some of my shows actually. You watch stuff because you are interested in it. You go out of your way to watch these because you actually in your brain go, I want to watch that. Sounds like a lot of people just weren't interested in a sequel to the original show, which is fine. I wish people just would admit that. It has nothing to do with Morphe's character.
Yeah. Well, I disagree 100%, MSK. It's how it started off.
White man disagreeing with the black man? That's racist.
Well, good. Whoever said I was.
Damn it.
We haven't even got to Assassin's Creed yet.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: we see them ruin these things by.
I want to weigh in on
this
in a minute.
Character. It's about the agenda that they throw in.
No. But like, I'm asking, like, how many?
Yeah, I want to weigh in on this, MSK.
Yeah. So I'm asking, like, how much of us were really interested in a sequel series to the original X-Men animated series? Like, I don't know how many people that is really. You know,
I don't know about that, but I just want to go back to the question that you had that you had before about, you know, if it wasn't really a big deal, you know, if it's not such a big deal or something like that. I was thinking to myself, well, you know, a lot of people are very reactionary nowadays. It's like, you know, we all these other panel shows that we aspire to. It's like they're locked in on trying to find and nitpick all the tiniest little infractions of what could be viewed as like fucking diversity and you know, equity and inclusion. Do you get what I mean? So they're jumping at ghosts basically. You know, they're like jumping at every tiny little thing that they see. And so I think it's a matter of that. The fact that they've damaged the brand anyway, you know, Disney have damaged their own brand anyway. And for them to market it just solely, you know, based, you know, putting things out like Morph is trans, okay, that didn't need to be marketed like that. And what it did was it put people off who might have watched it just because of that one fucking action, that one action.
Right.
Yeah, my thing here is,
and it was done on purpose, man.
My thing is at least watch episode 1. What is it? We've
give it a go.
TV with anything. I've watched so many bad TV shows in my life. I get into like episode 3, 4, and I'm like, I'm out. At least watch episode 1. What's gonna?
I want to add to it. I want to add to what Jack was saying. I don't think it was just the Morph thing. Okay, just like the brand with Disney, the Disney streaming X, whatever Disney streaming is called, is like I don't have Disney streaming, right? And even besides the Morph thing, you hear about the director, where like the advertising for the show was like, okay, and then when we saw the first trailer, it looked good, but then, you know, it's like, okay, the art wasn't exactly the same as the original, even with the women proportion. It was just, I think it was the advertising to where someone like me that would give it a chance, but like I don't have Disney Plus or whatever it's called, and the marketing just kind of seemed negative for me. And then the back, we normally when I watch a show, I don't know about the directors, if they're straight, gay or whatever. I just hear about the show. Sure. We hear so much things besides the show about the showrunner and stuff that once it air, I'm not checking it out. And I'm just like, all right, I'm just moving on. I'll wait till someone else sees it and watches it. I will take some time to watch it because once someone I know reputable watched it and said, oh, this is okay. It's not like what they advertised it to be. I was like, okay, now I will give it a chance. I think a majority of the people that like grew up with the original, they probably all were in the same boat as me. Is just, hey, we don't have Disney Plus or whatever, but we're already getting negative publicity of this thing already. So I'm not the first one that's going to be going gun ho right up in there when it airs out. I'll wait till I hear what the reviews are or whatever.
That's exactly.
I think Helhound's been waiting to go with something.
No, yeah, and with what to give them credit, I do get that they are quick to jump the gun, but they do. I mean, they will watch the thing and say their honest opinions on it. But the problem is all the names that are attached to these shows most of the time, is you see a name that this guy directed Fleabag or some garbage crap that it like nobody wants to watch. So like they show who all is involved, and it's usually garbage. And it's the same type of deal here. The marketing set them up for failure, and everything else, like Vagabond was saying, and Nerdrotic came out and said that, I mean, it wasn't horrible, but he hasn't talked about the, like you said, with them coming out, Jack, was, I mean, everybody hates on it, not just them, but then everybody on Twitter that follows them will just start blasting
on it, yeah.
more. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even I want to add to it too, is like, I don't think there's one show, like I ain't going to jump onto a streaming service, just the money aspect for it anyway, right? So right now we're being bombarded with all these different streaming services. I'm not going to pay one service just for one show. Like you need, I might just wait for it to come out on DVD or something.
DVD.
You know, but just for one show, it has to be a really good show for me to be like, all right, I'll pay the monthly fee just to watch whatever.
Yeah, if it's good enough. And the thing is, I haven't watched this show yet because I'm in that camp that Vagabond said, their brand is done. It's damaged permanently, man. And I like when they first announced it, I was like, they'll ruin it. That's the exact same what I thought. They'll ruin it. And then they come out with that whole negative marketing campaign, which was, I'm telling you, that was done on purpose to sabotage it so that the chuds wouldn't watch it, man. And now they fired the showrunner, and I'm just like,
and the chuds are like, bring him back now.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm still gonna watch it because I feel like they'll.
How much did you love the original show?
It was cool. I've watched it. I've watched it several times because like my ex-brother-in-law made me DVDs of the season from VHS copies. He transferred that stuff over because that thing was not available on DVD for forever. I mean, in 2005 and stuff, it still wasn't available. It was only until maybe, I want to say 2008 or 9 that it was finally released on DVD, but I used to watch it. I've seen the original show so many times, like, because I would watch it and rewatch it. I think the only
I have a VHS player for that exact reason, just because I want to be able to watch the despecialized Star Wars editions. I know you can get them in HD now, but I like to watch them on VHS.
The only other thing that you could get the despecialized in was the laser discs.
Yeah,
the VHS and the laser. And I know which VHS tapes you've got. They're the ones that have like, they've got the Stormtrooper and Darth Vader and stuff on the cover, and you can like line them up together. If I'm not mistaken, like the ends.
No, this wasn't. These were the individual. These are the individual ones that were released as they were released on VHS.
Oh, you're talking about old school.
Before
they re-released it.
Puffy boxes?
That's from that's from the
puffy
80s.
boxes that open and close like that.
Yeah.
Oh that's
my
hard.
god,
yeah, dude,
those are hard to find.
Yeah, man, that's like because they re-released them in the early 90s, and they had the different covers on them. Like they would have like a Stormtrooper like close up on a helmet, Darth Vader's helmet. And that was like the early 90s when they did that. Yeah, because we had a copy of those, but you've got the I'm going to the video store in the 80s and renting this cover. That's dope, man.
Good ones too.
What did Miss K have to finish up with this X-Men thing?
No, those are just my last things. I think a lot of these things require a lot more nuance and discussion surrounding it. I mean, generally on social media, things are pretty black and white. I think Shaka Zula said the corporation thing. The problem here is I don't think most people respect Disney. There's been many polls that have been suggesting otherwise. It's not about respecting. It's more like I can make my own decision for myself and choose to watch something. I don't need anybody else to tell me what's good or bad. It's nothing about that. It's more like I think it mostly just boils down to people's interests. Were people really that interested in seeing something as a sequel series to something that iconic before? And then right just from that alone, even if you knew nothing about what they're doing, like the way you hold the X-Men animated series, the way people do you like in your mind, you're already thinking they can't top that. So you're going to be like already doubting in general. That's what average people do.
I don't agree with you. I think if there weren't the brand damage that there is to Marvel and Disney's more specifically, there would be way more hype around this thing. If no one had any reason to think, oh, we're going to get told to go fuck ourselves.
Well, just
because look at all the examples. All they do is take things that people like and tell that target audience to go fuck themselves. The Witcher, Star Trek,
what I'm asking
Doctor
is,
Who.
Well, I'll ask you. What I'm saying is, based off how we already see the X-Men animated series, did you think in your head they would possibly make a good sequel series just off the announcement alone? Like already, you're like, I don't know about that. It'd be like if they announced
but the only reason
to,
is the only reason is because of the brand damage.
Yep.
If that weren't there, I would have been fucking psyched, like counting down the days for this thing. Like right now. Go ahead.
I was just saying, imagine if you just no Disney, you just heard original team from the original series got back to make this together.
How fired up would everybody have been if they hadn't have been doing this like freaking Marxist nonsense for the last decade or so, man? How awesome would it be like for that kind of thing? But see, all of this stuff started ramping itself up because we got to divide everybody by race, sexual orientation, all this stuff ramped up around 2009 and just kept on.
If only their marketing had included stuff like this sticks closely to the law. This is like you knew it was before. This is like X-Men 2.0.
Do you think they would?
It's the X-Men that you know, but it's just clean and crisp, and it's good.
A little more adult, but still.
Jack, do you think that they would ever even do that? Like for anything, say that this is like the stuff even if it was, man, it's like
the sad thing is they
no,
could
but this
have
is the thing, right? So I've got this sort of feeling in my head that they tried to sabotage it with the marketing because they couldn't control the writer. Or they couldn't control the showrunner.
That's why.
And so they had to try. Yeah, exactly. And it was the only way that they could try to maintain some semblance of fucking control over the project. It was to sabotage the marketing.
And they couldn't tell a gay black man what to do.
Yeah. That's why he was fired, man. You notice we never got any kind of definitive answer. It was like, oh, he's got an OnlyFans. I knew something. That right there was a red flag. They fired the dude who had all the check boxes and everything. So, and now it makes perfect sense. They fired him because he made a good quality show that the fans would like, and they can't control it and put their activist message in there.
You're gay. You're supposed to make everybody fuck each other. Come on,
right?
Yeah, man. You're supposed to be oppressed. Come on, you're an oppressed dude, man. You're a oh God, what is their word for that? You're one of the it's like oppressed, but there's so many of this newspeak 1984 words that it's just like you lose track of. Underrepresented or something like that. You wanted no, overrepresented, man.
Well,
like if there were that many people in those categories in real life, it would be like the cicadas outside, man. I couldn't go outside and go to the trash can without being like, oh.
All right,
that's what our media has turned into.
Yeah. The last thing I want to do, just to kind of argue with MSK just a little bit more. If you told me Bruce Timm and Paul Dini. If you told me Bruce Timm and Paul Dini weren't reviving Justice League Unlimited or even just the animated series or all of them, there wouldn't be a massive amount of hype around that because those two guys.
Will there be doubt too? Because if you already hold something in massive masterpiece degree, I would just assume you would think it wouldn't come out as good as it came out before. Even if there wasn't a corporation involved, because like. If they already peaked doing that, how are they going to peak again? It's like not how like media really works. Things generally have like averages to like slight up it. Like
nobody else but in. Just them pair.
Wouldn't have to peak again.
Nobody else but in. Just them pair. Just let them finish this off and let's get on to another thing.
Hello.
So, Ian, have you got anything to rebut to what his rebuttal was?
Huh? No. I'm ready. I'm ready to stop.
Let's roll
We're
it on
wearing
then.
it into the ground.
Yeah.
Jack,
All
we have a showrunner here that's keeping us on track, man.
I do the
Nice.
clapping
Shit.
because Tiny's not here, so I had to take out Iron again. Feels good.
Oh, right.
Dude, she tore you a new one with like a freight train, man.
Good lord. Sounds like my wife.
What's
Good
next
lord.
on the docket then, mate?
Oh, black
We've
people.
got. Well,
Actually,
we'll go
it is,
on
isn't
get
it?
to Rings of Power versus House
That
of the
shit-
Dragon.
that
So
shit was
what happened
hilarious.
there? First, there's a little bit of a timeline. The first thing that gets announced is, oh, hold on, Professor Savage is the next thing to be announced. There he is.
Speaking of black
There he
people,
is.
here I am.
The first thing that was announced was
Welcome, Prof.
Gollum movie being produced by, God damn it, what's his name? The director. I just had a brain fart. Help me
You're
out.
talking about Andy
Direct-
Serkis.
Well, no, he's going to be directing it. The actor
Peter
that plays
Jackson.
Gollum,
Oh,
Peter
yeah,
Jackson is producing, and so a lot of the original team that made both of the trilogies are heavily involved. It's going to be filmed in New Zealand. Everything that made, and I mean, I don't care what you think about the Hobbit trilogy; they still stand up. I mean, they're fine movies if you don't think about them too deep into the book, the lore.
I enjoyed it watching it the first round. The Hobbit movies.
They're not as iconic. They're not as true to the
No.
source material, but they're fine.
It was
But I
good
agree with
movies.
Gary.
Now we
That's
have to
I disagree with you. Anyway.
right. That
This
because
movie's announced, so Rings of Amazon pushes out their trailer, which has a lot of problems. And then within the same, was it the same day or the very next day?
It was
Couple
the
of
same
hours.
day. It was a couple
Next
hours,
day.
man. And then they
An hour or two later.
And they weren't
HBO was
supposed to
just like-
release it for several more weeks or something, were they?
They
Was it
literally
months,
said,
was
hold,
it?
They
Yes.
literally said, "Hold my beer."
They were waiting on them to release Rings of Power. They were sitting there just,
Mhm.
come on, do it. Do it.
And
Do it.
just everything about the quality of the two trailers, if you watch them side by side, it's sad. I mean, you feel bad for Rings of Power if you didn't hate them so much.
that, yeah.
Not only that, the best part, the big reveal of the last season, Hallbrand, who is Sauron, is just the same guy in really
Sauron.
bad prosthetic
It's
makeup.
Hellbrand, Sauron in disguise.
Also, the thing about that whole reveal was, dude, well, I'm not saying everybody watched all the episodes of Rings of Power. If you did, more power to you. But dude, most predictable fucking reveal in television history, dude. Oh my God. Like a blind man could have saw that reveal coming.
I
Oh
never
no, he's
watched
Sauron. Oh no, this guy is Sauron. Yeah, we all knew he was fucking
Yeah,
Sauron.
Sauron's
the moment
been
we saw
amongst
him.
us this whole fucking time.
There was no way I was gonna
you
watch.
figured that shit out last season, apparently.
There was
love
there was no way I was gonna watch it, so I just watched like Gary and everybody else's reaction to it, which was hilarious. When they describe how what's the name of the volcano area, whatever that
Mount
place
Doom.
is?
Mordor.
No, the whole
Mordor.
Mordor. When they announced how that
Mordor.
was doing, man, I was laughing so hard at it. It was just like it was like they did one of those what is the thing, where you Rube Goldberg, where they roll
Oh, the
like
one- the hand
marble and
gesture
it, like,
you were
knocks
making,
over
it
a
was
bunch
not
of,
that.
like, it knocks over dominoes and does stuff. Ooh, look, we made Mordor.
Look, here's
Sauron in disguise.
So ridiculous.
I'll be the first one to comment about this just because I've seen a lot of people saying that this guy does not look intimidating at all. Sauron in the lore has taken on appearances to talk to other people. I get that, but man,
Right,
still
but would he
need to
take
show-
on the appearance of the same dude he just appeared as?
No,
with
no, he fucking wouldn't.
Well, I mean, apparently, from what Tiny was saying the other day, was that this is supposed to be like his most beautiful form. This is supposed to be his most elegant form. His glow up stage. But instead of glowing, he's got 10 fucking foreheads and a wig.
I've said it before. I'll say it
Oh
again.
God, have you seen the photo photoshops
Dude,
of that.
here's the thing. If you want a better Lord of the Rings prequel, just play the fucking Shadow of Mordor games. They're so fucking
I'll
good.
agree with that.
I think
Shadow
the
Mordor's
Gollum
They're
game
fun.
is better than this.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. Yeah, it just and here's the thing: the
Close
biggest the biggest problem with Rings of Power to this day is that it's the most unnecessary fucking shit of all time, dude. And not to mention, once again, it does it's the thing that a lot of these fucking studios are doing. They're taking a bunch of characters and lore that a lot of people like, that a lot of people know, and they're twisting it into some bastardized version of itself. What the fuck is that?
Somebody's got a baby.
Yeah, I thought somebody was making fun of me for a second. I was like,
I
what the
just
hell?
put in this private chat there. Is someone's baby laughing?
God.
But
Throw him
Magnum
outside.
It's Magnum PI.
Kick the baby outside. That's what we did when we were kids. We rode
Don't
bikes for like
kick the
hours.
baby.
Yeah.
so you take. Sorry, go on. I was.
Here's.
Still down on
I just wanted to show the ratio. This is the original Prime Video. This is Australia and New Zealand, but still,
I can't
526 to 5,000 downvotes.
5,000
Interesting.
downvotes.
Please read the comments, please. I need
So
to
we
see
got.
them.
So there's 500 blue-haired weirdos in New Zealand that are gonna watch it. Okay.
Wait. It's 5. You said it was 500,000 likes to 5,000
No,
dislikes.
500 likes to 5,000. I'll go back to it in a minute.
Yeah, they have a very
I can't
small-
see it. Yeah, I can't
They've got
see
a very
that.
small.
Yeah, I got it
population
pretty small.
in
Let me
New
see if I
Zealand.
can.
You should be able to hit F11 or.
Hey Diesel, the population is New Zealand's like in the tens of millions, or if not less.
So
Well,
we could
House
ask
of the
Gaz
Dragon,
and find out.
140,000 to only 2.4 thousand downvotes. We'll go back to Prime Video, Rings of Power, 527 to 5,000.
Yeah, once
Now,
again,
again, this is New Zealand.
What are the comments?
Full steam
This-
ahead.
Oh my! Look, this
There's no
literally
icebergs.
makes me feel nothing except pure disappointment.
Or pre disappointment. I'm
Dude.
not sure.
The only thing I like about the Rings of Power,
My
the
fa-
only thing, I mean, it's total apathy. I just like the fact.
It was K. You see it, right? You see it, right?
The best part of the Rings of Prime, Rings
What?
of Prime.
Yes,
It's
that's
watching
exactly what
YouTubers
I was
trash
going
it.
to say. I'm
Thanks
happy
for the
for it
content.
because all the YouTubers get to trash it.
My favorite part is when Joe Biden says, "If you don't vote for me, you ain't black." In place of baldness, you would have a wig, not shiny and smooth, hairy and fuzzy as a hobbit's foot.
No, you have to read. No, you have to read it like Galadriel. You have to read it like her.
Wow, can't wait to not
Can't wait
watch
to
it.
not watch this. Yeah.
Oh god, I love the part when Guy Laterial says this season trailer is already ratioed within the first hour of release. So beautiful. Oh god, the DEI of
I love how they.
Well,
The
at least
DEI
I love
of the
the
rings.
DEI of the
Right.
rings. They didn't earn a single one.
fans. So, how many beloved IPs will you destroy? Amazon. Yes.
Well, I mean that. Well, I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
they're
because you brought up Hellhound brought up that Fleabag fella. What's his name? Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She'll be destroying Tomb Raider.
Fleabag fella.
He's gonna be in it too.
I'm
Man,
sorry, man.
They're really putting that dude in everything. Fuck.
That Phoebe Waller chick, man. Like, I feel like if I blew on her,
That's a woman.
she would just fucking like
Loosely
just shatter into a
defined.
million pieces, man. Like,
Or she would get a very
What is a
erect
bummer?
penis.
Do you promise? I'll go blow on her.
God.
Sorry.
Congrats with the 30,000 dislikes within the first hour and the 260 dislikes it has now. He said,
Mo-
congrats.
hold on.
I mean,
Moxie
come on. Did
said
we
she
expect the Rings of Power to really
I
get
did.
anybody's
I'm a
attention?
bigot, and I love woke Hollywood. Come on.
The sea is always wet.
Legit.
Just here to press dislike and forget about it.
It is until it starts taking birth control.
My favorite
My
part.
favorite. Oh, go ahead.
My favorite part is when Guy Laterial flipped off Sauron and said, "Stick this in your ring of power," and then the rest of the cast all clapped. and the not hobbits unalived each other.
Did you mean Sauron?
Already a better show.
This is made from the claw of an ice troll.
One thing I did notice from the trailer was that there was a distinct lack of Harfoots.
You know what I got from the trailer
Very true.
they used all their darkest scenes to make it look. This scene where the bridge blows up, it looks like Helm's Deep. Everybody will love that, and it's all their darkest scenes that look kind of intimidating that people might be attracted to.
The Harfoots all died
like that
from
circling
abandonment.
camera around them when they're all standing back to back and the camera circles around them and they're all like looking shocked as though they're about to get attacked, but really nothing's going to happen. You know why? Because Guy Ladriel can just flip herself up on a fucking sword, right, and fly through the air and chop off a troll's dick or whatever.
Right, man, she's an anime character.
Yeah, exactly.
I made this
They don't
choice,
need the
man.
rest of them. Guy Ladriel's going to do it all whilst riding a horse and then killing it with a vag stank.
Yeah,
Did
ride the
she
horse
flip up onto
backwards.
Sauron's dick?
They brought up another good point on F&T tonight. They mentioned that every other scene, this kind of goes into what you were saying, Hellhound. They tried to use like, hey, remember eagles? Here's an eagle. Remember these things? We got these things.
You remember?
Now,
You
out of
remember.
curiosity, I want to go back to.
We got to go back.
It's funny. I
Kate.
search Rings of Power, and the third thing that comes up
House
is
of the
House
Dragon.
of the Dragon. And the
That House
overall
of the Dragon trailer is
Yes.
fucking fantastic.
It
I might
looks
have
so
to-
fucking
God.
good, dude.
I might have to watch the first season. You know, man,
It's fantastic.
That's what
It's
everybody
worth it,
says.
definitely.
I'm like, because I actually watched Game of Thrones, and my favorite, you know, my buddy told me about it, and I was just playing it in the background for a lot. I was like binging the seasons, kind of had it in the background and wasn't paying too much attention until later on when I got caught up with where it was. And I'm not gonna lie, the Battle of the Bastards is one of the best.
Great.
That's the greatest episode, one of the greatest episodes of anything I have ever seen. They
Yes.
totally fooled me when he was standing there by himself. Man, I actually put that as like my wallpaper for a long time. When he's standing there, and I'm just like, he's finna die. He's finna get run over by that whole army.
The best,
and it was
live action medieval battle scene from any film or TV thing we've ever seen on screen.
yeah, it
in
is
my opinion.
brutal, dude. The amount of people that are just hacking at each other and stuff, man. That is just And then
MSK had to go.
Oh, you got to bet. Oh,
He's gone.
You already pulled
he
out.
said he'd be here at all 7. Well, go
He had to
subscribe
get
to
some milk.
MSK's. He's
He'll
got a
totally be
show
back.
later tonight.
Yeah,
He's black.
he said he's got to head out, got to jerk off.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
that's MSK.
That was in the private chat, dude.
That was only for us viewers. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he would have
Only
said it
you
out
were
loud
supposed to say
anyway.
He
it.
would have said it out loud. I'll give you that, Diesel. He would have
He's
said
gonna-
it out
he's-
loud.
He's gotta
He
go
leaves
jerk off.
without saying anything. In about 5 minutes, he's going to be in the chat until we're done and just saying the same thing. I'm jerking off.
Say,
before I have sex
he'll
with
be
my
saying,
wife.
"I'm black. I banged
I have
my
to-
wife."
Okay, on a totally
Or
different
my wife's with Tyrone tonight.
Right.
totally different note, I'm loving Professor Savage Dad's like Magnum PI. Look at the shirt, man. Those things are dope, dude. Man, I used to have some of those. My
Did you
ex-wife
love
threw
the
out
shirt,
a
man?
bunch of my Hawaiian shirts, man.
Did you see the subtitles on that? He said, "Fuck diggity." Go back like 15 seconds. The subtitles are like,
Fuck diggity.
"Oh my god, dude. I can't believe it."
That's what. Maybe
That was
you
a
meant
hip hop
fuck
song
Diddy.
from the 2000s, I believe.
Fuck
That's something from Diddy.
Fuck diggity.
Gotta rile it up or something.
It's when
Exactly.
the king is talking. Yeah, here we go. Oh fuck! Or did we miss it? Damn!
I'm gonna be really disappointed if this doesn't happen.
You were all
Yeah,
excited.
anticlimax coming
We
up.
were going to make Diddy
Right,
references.
that
and
was
everything.
I'm
so much
working myself up
anticipation.
here.
I'm working myself up too, but that's why I've got one hand under the desk.
Exactly.
It's when the young king was talking
Okay,
he
so
says
30
"fuck
minutes.
diggity." Yeah. Oh my god. I was like, wait a second. What is going on? What the? I thought we were watching a damn
Maybe just back a
a
little
parody.
bit more.
Why don't we just watch
Well,
it?
yeah, you know what? Hell,
Yeah.
this
Good
one's
idea.
actually good, so I don't mind watching it.
Are we watching it with the sound or without? Okay.
HBO is trying to get
The
quick
Targaryen
without.
who sits the Iron Throne is not just a king or a queen. They are a protector of the realm.
Fuck
Now I
diggity.
find myself in an impossible position.
All hail, King Aegon!
The enemy have usurped my throne.
We're going to King's Landing.
And we're going to fuck diggity.
Well, what are we going to do about it?
Here we go. Yeah.
We must play the board before us.
Proceed cautiously.
Fuck dignity.
Oh,
I want revenge.
I'm retarded.
I don't care. It's in law now. Fuck diggity.
Come to our side. I did not think they would be so eager to die. My ships sail at your command. The realm's only hope isn't a leader strong enough to unite them.
That's gonna be the Blackfire battle cry. Fuck diggity.
I'm just so used to putting out
This senseless war will end.
Shall none of us prevail?
Not like this.
Alicent's love for our enemy.
House of the Dragon
That makes her
trailer.
a fool.
It's a bit misleading because he's got Rings of Power Season 2 trailer at the top there. But this is not that.
There is more than one way to fight a war.
Yeah, you can run away. The Italians were really good at that. And the French, for that matter.
War is coming, and neither of us may win.
I love that practical effect, and it's definitely practical and not CG.
Of course, it always is.
Now let's look at the comments. See if HBO. I didn't think Amazon would be so eager to die. The way Damon says, I did not think they'd be so eager to die is Jamie's. I don't think he expected to die. Okay, so most of the comments are either about the show or kind of trashing on Rings of Power. I'm not seeing anything really negative.
I really can't wait for season 2. I loved all of season 1. Contrary to sort of popular opinion, I actually liked Game of Thrones, even though it did end with a shit final season. I agree, and it felt rushed. I enjoyed it for the majority of it all the way through, and I really like House of the Dragon. It's really well worth a watch if you haven't done it yet. I was very surprised to hear this evening that Az still hasn't watched it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a single episode.
Me either.
Well, if you're not, get into it. It's fucking awesome.
I'll check it out based on like Jack's opinion alone, man.
I'm gonna say,
Thank you.
So far, just based on season 1, I'm liking it more than I started off liking season 1 of Game of Thrones, and I loved that show. But this one, maybe it's because I'm already invested in that, that world. I know enough, they don't have to do as much world building here. But yeah, I mean, if they keep going in the direction they're going, it's probably gonna be an overall better show.
Yeah,
because they're not gonna shit
all the books are written as well. So
yeah,
I got a question for you guys, man. On Game of Thrones, when I initially watched it, I thought that because like the continents and all this stuff, I assumed it was another planet. That's how my brain went, thinking that it was another planet because it wasn't Middle Earth and it wasn't anything relative. I don't know. Did anybody think like that, or is this just a fictitious version of Earth or something?
It's definitely not a fictitious version of Earth. It's a totally different world. I don't know if you'd call it another planet, but I guess you could. Even the seasons themselves don't work the way.
Well, that is exactly what it is, though, isn't it? I totally understand where Diesel's coming from. Yes, it's kind of like a fictitious Earth. That it's like Earth. It's like an Earth alternate reality, but medieval times again. Where magic exists. Do you know what I mean? It's like they've got it's all very heavily based on English and European like medieval, not mythology. A lot of it is actual fact. A lot of it is based on War of the Roses, to be quite honest with you.
And I just my sci-fi brain, just because I was like, this stuff happening, this is not Earth, this is something else. I just thought of it as another planet. That's what my, just the way that I came at it, because I'm not a big fantasy person. I can appreciate good stuff. Like I can watch the Lord of the Rings and I'm just like, this is dope, man. The movies and everything. And, the first time I saw it was a dude had the DVD and I watched that part where Sauron's just punching them people freaking flying everywhere. I was like, man, this is freaking epic. But, I don't know. It just resonated with me because everything is so foreign and different. It's like another planet, but it's stuck in medieval times. And it's like you said, Jack, like based on real events that happened, but kind of like they where magic and kind of stuff in alchemy stuff kind of like that.
They can embellish it as well.
Yeah,
they can embellish it and make it worse than what it actually was. And they can incorporate all those elements. And plus, they made it really racy as well. So I like tits being flashed on my screen as well. So it's like swords, tits, and dragons. What more can I fucking ask for in a TV show? A good plot, perhaps. Okay, great that we got that too.
Well, the first
for the
episode,
most part.
This dude was like, watch the first episode, dude. You will, if you don't get into it after that, you will. I watched the first episode and I'm like, they just threw a kid out a window. I was like, this shit is hard, man.
That was your first thing. That was your first thing, not like the brother and sister fucking.
No, I wasn't thinking that. I was just like, I was loosely paying attention, and I'm just like, they just threw a fucking kid out the window. There ain't no rules in this show.
Oh God, Nick,
I'm from Alabama, Jack. The brother and sister fucking ain't nothing new to me, man.
2 episodes later,
some facts there.
Holy shit!
Oh fuck.
I know several of
them. No, it didn't shock me at all.
It didn't shock me at all, man. Some flipper baby.
I'm so desensitized to these things.
But to throwing the kid out the window, I was like, damn.
That's a bit too far, yeah. So you fuck your siblings, but you don't throw them out the window. That's good to know.
When Joffrey sends the king's guards into the whorehouse to kill all the infants, holy shit!
Yeah, that kid was like,
there were brutal scenes all the way through that fucking show. Really brutal scenes.
You know what's really good about it, and this just made me think about it. The villains, you hated the
them.
Villain.
Yeah.
I hated that dude that was torturing. What's his name? I forget that guy's name that they fought in the Battle of the Bastards. That dude, I came to
Bruce
hate
Bolton.
him.
No, not Roose. Ramsey.
Ramsey. Yes, I hated that son of a bitch. And Joffrey, I hated that little fuck.
He quit acting over that shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it true that he quit acting because of all the hate that he was getting? Because people hated him so.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Although, let me tell you something. I could separate it from Lena Headey because she was so good to me in Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. I had no idea that she was English, man. I think she's English. I'm not exactly sure, but
she's definitely English.
I had no idea because that show. That's another show that should have had like 10 seasons, man. That was a good one.
What it get?
She used to be in a show with what's his name, Rick from Walking Dead.
Andrew
She used to be
Lincoln.
in a show on British TV called Cold Feet, I think it was, or something like that. Yeah, and it was a drama show. So yeah, both of those people are definitely British.
She has a look that she does sometimes. She I could spot her in different things, like because of like the way that she would look. It was something she did with her face or something, and a little bit maybe one of the eyes was kind of closed. It was just a look that like I could recognize, but like she did not do that in Game of Thrones. She completely changed up. There was nothing like that, man. It was like she was a completely totally different person to me. Not even
she did something through that whole
Selena's
show.
saying she hates Sansa.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fuck Sansa.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny.
Sorry,
way too long.
Sorry, what was you saying, Aaron? I overcut you.
Oh, I just said I can't stand Sansa either. I wanted her to
salsa.
But
yeah.
she was in Game of Thrones, so we have to put her as Dark Phoenix, and just nobody.
Wait, which one is Sansa? Is that the redheaded one?
Yeah,
the redhead.
Oh yeah, she was lame.
The ginger nut.
And the little one that was always that was, I did notice when the long night or whatever in that last season, I was like, they've been building up these monsters since the first episode, and it's like,
oh yeah,
she kills him like that with a knife. That was for me. I was like, well, that
they had to take that kill away from Jon and give it to Arya. I liked the scene, the way it was shot, and that she did the move. That was kind of cool.
I thought it happened,
and I like her character a lot.
I feel like they should have been fighting those things for an entire season, or had stuff going on for because they built up so much. I feel like a season or two of them like going at it,
and then that's it. One episode, one and done.
I know,
you can't even see the whole thing because of how dark it was.
I gotta fuck off.
All right, dude.
Jack,
well, you have a good. We'll go catch you on. We'll be in the chat over on Dermies.
Always a pleasure, my friend.
Yeah.
Tell Dermy I said, hey, we got to talk.
It is always a pleasure for you to see me. Thank you very much for saying so.
It definitely is.
Tell Dermy I want to talk Gundam with him sometime. He's a Gundam.
I will. I will say Diesel said that he wants to talk Gundam with you. With you and Gundam.
Gundam it.
Right, take care, guys. I'll see you soon.
All right, take care, Jack.
Bye-bye.
Later, Jack.
Real quick, you brought up how good the actress Lena Headey was in Terminator. Now, going back to Ramses, who you hate that motherfucker, but he's a really good actor. I saw he was in the biopic of Motley Crue.
Oh, he was?
Good job there. And he's in this fucked up British comedy where he's the next door neighbor to a gay couple played by Ian McKellen and this other famous British actor.
That's bizarre.
So Magneto.
That guy, yeah.
All they're doing is constantly fucking sexually harassing this kid, but he's kind of an idiot, so he doesn't realize it.
Kind of like it'd be like dumping somebody like I don't know what's his name from Idiocracy or Fry from Futurama. Right. Just a complete.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Fry character. Yeah. Just kind of a dumb, nice kid. It's the show's called Vicious though, and that show is actually fucking hilarious.
The dude was so good at being so cruel, man. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I don't care what the women say. Jason Momoa is not a good actor. I thought he was. No. Great in Game of Thrones. He never spoke English. He was just this hard motherfucker. And I thought that was great. Then when you hear him talk, he just sounds like a stoner, bro.
Pretty much. He just sounds like Shaka Zulu.
Exactly, Moxie. You were 1,000% right. They good if you make you.
She knows about this show because she's the one who introduced me to it.
Oh, okay. It's vicious.
It's fun. And the gay shit a lot. It doesn't. They're just this old catty gay couple. But seeing Ian McKellen actually get to be fucking flaming is pretty funny.
That is hilarious.
It's a funny show.
I watched one of the. That reminds me. So I watched one of the funniest this was like back in the the early days of the internet and stuff like that. Maybe like after Return of the King it came out and everything, or like it was, or this guy was describing. I think it was like the Battle of Helm's Deep, and he kept referring every time he would talk about Gandalf. He called him Magneto. And Magneto gets an army and stuff and takes it down there. And like the whole thing was like hilarious because he called him Magneto.
That's pretty good.
Time.
Well, we got any final thoughts on the Game of Thrones getting cucked by House of the Dragon?
Deserved 100 fucking.
You mean Rings of Power getting
Rims of Power?
Yeah, Rings of Power getting cut. What'd I say?
Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, oops.
We had Game of Thrones.
We know what you meant.
So
We
much
know where
it
you
would
were
just
going.
it completely.
It's just an allegory for Jeff Bezos. He likes being cucked, so.
You are
100%.
wildly unpopular, Jess.
Yeah, you are so wildly
Jess has
unpopular.
never been unpopular.
No, she's the nicest. She's the nicest person. She's just an
I don't
absolute.
know about that, but
Just an absolute bigot.
No, she's a doll. She's a doll.
Fuck Amazon and fuck Rings of Power. Case closed.
Yeah, that's about it.
Hey,
All right,
Professor, I got
let's,
to get you to get me to hook me up one of them shirts sometimes, man. I'll have to.
bro, it's dude. Go to Kohl's, man. My wife found it for my birthday. It's at Kohl's, like $25.
That's where I have the same shirt. My wife got it at Kohl's.
Yeah, we weren't gay enough in Vegas that we wore it at the same time.
No,
we could have
Well,
been gay.
like I had this awesome bright red and white Hawaiian shirt. I bought it from a thrift store, and it was genuine because it had Hawaii on the tag, and I loved it, man, because it kind of went with my freaking like. It was great. It was loud, and it was freaking obnoxious, like me. And my ex-wife threw it away behind my back. She got rid of it. She knew it was my favorite shirt and did that. That's why
she did it.
Twisted. That's an evil look, man. That's an evil thing. As a creature, fucking psycho.
Yeah, let me know how to cut you, man.
Oh,
she's
the only person I know of that like has somebody similar is our boy Darnell.
Yeah,
he describes that stuff. I'm like, that's my ex-wife to a T, dude. I totally feel you, brother. So what's next in our lineup of topics?
We got about 20 minutes, so I'm sure everybody's been watching the internet with the the Assassin's Creed. They finally go to Japan. Yeah.
I've got Ghost of I've got Ghost
Hey,
of
I
Tsushima.
think you don't understand that
we was Shogun.
Yeah.
Let me pull it
We
up
was
here.
summarized. And shit.
Well, it's kind of funny. Haven't we been being told for the last 7-8 years that cultural appropriation is an actual thing and not something made up in some college just to fuck with people?
Yeah.
But they always use it for
Pretty
the
much.
wrong thing, man. They say
Well,
when
it's always
not cultural appropriation. They try to say it that because, like, word salad.
it's a means to an end. That's all it is.
So here, I'll bring it up a little bigger so everybody can see it. Put you guys down here. So following the Assassin's Creed's Shadows trailer premiere, former Ubisoft contractor reveals rejected pitch for a historically accurate franchise entry. They even show some concept art in here. Now,
Assassin's Creed. If you're coming here looking for historical accuracy, you're a fucking idiot.
no, and I'll give you that. But here's the other thing. So this is like this real person that they're basing this on, who was a retainer, not a samurai.
Right.
He's basically a
Exactly.
samurai servant or squire, a very high level servant or squire. He definitely wasn't like a bum, but he wasn't a samurai.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. According to history, he was the only person who looked like that in the entire country at the time. How
Yeah,
in
and
the
they
hell
would
are
have
you going to be
noticed.
an assassin operating and indiscreetly assassinating people without getting caught?
All the Japanese are just like, yeah, it was the black guy. Which one? The only one in the country.
His name was Johnny Somali.
Oh no! right before he kills you, he goes, "Hey, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, Nagasaki." Oh God, fuck that fucking
And
guy.
Dude,
it's if you look up the head writer of this game, she's exactly what you would think.
Right.
She's a young white activist who got into video games to be an activist.
Yeah, to
Weird
own the
weirdo.
chuds and to mess stuff up.
There we go.
But who wants to go first? What's your takes on this?
I mean,
And who's a
same
fan
shit.
of the Assassin's Creed games?
Dude, I was
Hold on. So the last true good Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion, has always been Black Flag. That's where I stopped. Every single game after that, I just wouldn't wipe my ass with. Man, they changed so many things in terms of gameplay, and right around that time, after 4, I think is when they really started to dive into this virtue signaling SJW bullshit. And to me, it seems like they're continuing that trend with this fucking game, and they're using this, this whole race thing as one big just publicity piece to just, fuck with people. I mean, they're literally using it to just bait people, into, this whole racist fucking argument and agenda they've conjured up. I'm not falling for it, man. And
now, see, I haven't played I only played the first 2 back on I think that was the PS2 era. That's how long I've been out of the Assassin's Creed.
And do you remember though?
Dude, 3 is great. 4, if you want to live out your pirate fantasies and rob ships and swing across ships and fuck dudes up, play Assassin's Creed 4. Assassin's Creed 4 is
dude. The problem is they got away from Enzio's story, right? Where you might remember, Iron, where you were like, what is this building up to? What is Enzio a part of? How is
right?
And then they just shit the bed. They made so much money off of this mystery that they just made a garbage fucking franchise to pull out. And I hate Ubisoft with a passion. I have for a long time. They've ruined so many games that I used to love. And
dude, they're expecting players to pay $130 for this thing.
It's exactly what I was going to say. I won't touch an Ubisoft product. I'll just make fun of this because it's really pretty funny.
Yeah.
But their predatory sales practices, it's all of the upselling, the DLCs, end up spending $130, $150.
I've got something to add on Ubisoft if you got some.
Well, I've got one more thing.
Dude,
my bad.
Okay. Go ahead.
Sweet Baby Inc. was formed by one of the old Ubisoft
I did
creators,
hear about that.
right?
Yeah.
And
so,
there
it is.
In my opinion, this shit was it seems like I've had this as a thought, but it seems like you got him out here creating this bullshit, Sweet Baby Inc. to, nobody's going to buy it. So you're going to start putting this in all the other franchises to boost Ubisoft up, knowing that you still have bought in shares. And then, but still, Ubisoft's making the same choices. So my logic doesn't make sense there.
Something to pay attention to about this game, though, that a lot of people have been already saying. So this is not my thought. I'm just sort of repeating things that other people have said. Is that you can pay for that top tier thing and get that whole experience, yeah? Or you can pay $17.99 for the whole experience for a month, play the fucking game, and then cancel your subscription because you played the fucking game.
You know what I'm wondering? If we're getting back into an age where it becomes hard to cancel your subscriptions, where Ubisoft makes it, back in the day, it was really hard to cancel subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if it's going to become hard to cancel your Ubisoft.
I mean, these are the same
It's
motherfuckers.
gonna be hard.
These are the same douchebags along with EA that want to insert in-game ads into your game while you're playing like it's fucking television.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the ad thing like other people do.
I have a very big problem with it. Imagine
I
playing.
have a massive problem with that.
Imagine playing Ghost of Tsushima and you're at a really important fucking moment in game, and all of a sudden, Whopper.
Skip in 30 seconds.
Hey, there'll be targeted ads.
Yeah. Ubisoft was originally, when they came out with the first Far Cry game, which is hands down, that's one of the greatest games ever. But the team that did did the Crytek engine and all of that went into the first Far Cry, split from Ubisoft after that game. And that's why like Far Cry 2 is so completely, they went to make the game. I don't know if you ever played Crysis. It came out in 2007. It's got that. It's a spiritual successor to like the original Far Cry. I love that game. And Ubisoft, see, I wanted to get Far Cry 3. And let me tell you, this is some bull job, man. I got it on Steam. Then you have to install their Ubisoft in whatever the game.
It's called Uplay.
Or whatever it is. It's like whenever I would install it and it would go to connect, it would immediately say no connection, meaning it didn't even try. And I tried all kinds of stuff to get that thing to work. I get so pissed because I wanted to play it because it looked like it might be decent. I bought the physical copy of the game. The physical copy of the game, instead of getting it on Steam, had that same bullshit Uplay on there. And I was just like, oh, so like, you know, and paying $150. Are they talking about paying $150 for this game on Steam?
See you, Jess.
Dude, there's only one game
Bye,
I can
Jess.
think of.
You awesome person, you.
There's only one game I can think of where I've actually spent a little over $100 up front so I could play it. And that was Baldur's Gate 3. Here's the thing though. Baldur's Gate 3 is so fucking massive and has so much content and so much shit you can do in it. It's worth the price of $130 in my opinion. Just my opinion.
What did you get extra for the $130?
You don't get the physical copy of the game
regular.
Well, yeah, I got to play it on PlayStation, but I got a bunch of skins. I got a bunch of stuff I could use at the beginning of the game. It unlocked it. Stop.
Yeah.
No, you're not even letting me finish.
Hurry up.
Yeah. Fucking shit. It unlocked a class that I could use at the beginning of the game early, couple races. I mean, there's a lot that came with that. But this shit, no. Sorry. Not doing it.
Dude, you remember when custom skins and stuff like that, people would just do as fan things to like to add on mods and stuff like that. Like I'll give you like these DLCs and all this other nonsense. Now they've made these games so much so that and I'm gonna go off on a little bit on this. They make these games so much so that like they've already got you a DLC or something later on. Whereas when you go back to the early 2000s, Doom 3, I love that game. Came out after maybe in 2004 or so, like the next year, they came out with Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil. And it was basically a whole nother game that you could buy and install. And it was like
an expansion pack.
It was an expansion pack, but it was an entire game. Aliens versus Predator 2 also had that. That game Fear, which was like that game was scared the ever-loving mess out of me.
It was a finished game though. That was the point. It was a completed game. It was no patches, no downloads, no fucking updates, none of that shit, and it was yours.
No fail. Buy an expansion pack that is another completely finished game. Like the Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil didn't quite have some of the audio. A lot of the audio recordings that when you go through the Doom 3, you get a lot of audio logs to find out what happened. Instead of that, it had a lot of text instead of saying the audio thing. So they cut down a little bit, but it was still a whole nother game. And Fear came out with Extraction Point, which was like a sequel to where the game left off. But it's a whole nother game. The original game was not made to, all right, we'll put out this half-ass product and then we'll put a DLC that you can add on to it later to find out what happens at the end. It's like a whole another game and it seems like they've lost that stuff now. Now it's like a DLC is they put that as part of the game, and it's unfinished or something. You know,
you made a good point. Yeah, it doesn't finish the story; it continues it. It's an expansion pack. They're usually released, or they used to be, sometimes 6 months, even a year after the original game. Some games are still doing it, like Cyberpunk.
God of War,
still putting out.
and I was going to say Santa Monica Studios is a good example of this, where if they can hold out, I mean, God of War Ragnarok was a great example of what you should do. Look, they put out Valhalla for free. You don't have to like the game or the issues with Sweet Baby Inc. What, in my opinion, what was hilarious is the Sweet Baby Inc. portions seem to be the most boring portions of the game.
Yeah,
where you're walking around as old, what's her name in Atreus, and it's so boring. But then you got Valhalla for free. It's a rogue style through the whole time, and if they can hold out where and show that it works, I don't know.
Well, even Skyrim did a good job of that. They released them usually about a year apart, and you didn't need to have it to complete the game and complete the main story. They did that with the one right before it, the Elder Scrolls. What was it?
Oblivion.
Yeah. Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, even Fallout. Well, I don't know about Fallout 4. I haven't played enough of it.
Oh my goodness! Did you see what Professor Savage Dad put on X with Jack?
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to.
Jack. I don't know.
He put Jack on there for some reason. When
he put it. I'm not gonna spoil it. And you guys can.
Shit! Hold on.
Fuck diggity.
JackTarLad returns this season.
I was going to do that, but with Helhound.
Fucking beautiful.
JackTarLad always works for that, man.
Yeah,
JackTarLad's never going away.
Dude,
hell no.
Fuck diggity. Dude, I'm gonna start incorporating fuck diggity into our conversation from now on.
Yeah,
that's such a great word combo.
It's catchy.
That's
very catchy.
JackTarLad's tagline.
Yeah, fuck diggity. By the way, I'm back.
What's going on?
Well, apparently it starts in just over 45 minutes.
Okay.
So I thought it started 15 minutes ago.
Well, good to have you
back. It doesn't. Yeah. There's that. Fuck diggity.
I think we're about.
I was wrong.
We're about ready to wrap it up because I need at least an hour to get everything done before I got to go join MSK. Everybody go subscribe over there.
Man, fuck that bitch.
I'm actually going to be on the show, but really just watching Ball Busters. That's usually what I do on Fridays.
Well, send me the link for that because I'm gonna be on there too.
Yeah, I completely agree. What the people watching here should do is go and switch on MSK's stream. Put the resolution really low so you don't waste your bandwidth, right? But mute it as well, yeah. But play it in the background so at least he's getting the watch time. But come and watch me on Dermy Wormy's channel.
I endorse this idea.
Yes, this is the tactic, official from the Rogues Gallery.
His room has nothing for you to look at. It's just walls and emptiness.
Exactly.
I know, right?
Yeah, but
he's got an interactive green screen. I was pretty fucking impressed with that.
Hey,
the way he
Vagabond.
walked into this green screen, that was fucking impressive.
Vagabond, his wall is a metaphor for his life. It's empty and there's nothing there.
We don't know what's actually behind that other door.
MSK.
I mean, it could be.
That's where Nate's room is.
I think it opens the Narnia.
No, guys, that's Nate's room. You didn't see him. I saw him.
It's either that or it's the portal to the office of the Society of Magical Negroes.
Oh God!
Yes.
No, he wouldn't have that.
Oh my God!
I
need to have some video editing time because I'm gonna clip something of him going back into that room one of these days. We're gonna find out what's back there. I'm gonna make it for us all so we can know.
No, it's the door to the 13th floor of the TVA, and he's actually Kang.
Actually, I think MSK's just stuck in room 1408 and he can't get out.
Oh no!
If
John,
you get the
kick
reference,
help
you get the
me.
reference.
Yeah.
Samuel
Well,
Jackson's telling him, "Don't go in there."
Go ahead.
Well, quick question: do you guys think? I think the game's going to flop.
I do too, 100%.
Oh god,
You know why?
paying $130. Who wants to pay 130?
Yeah, like
If it's not, what's it called? Damn, the game they ruined that I used to love, the shooter game. Yeah,
Call of Duty?
Ubisoft's not making any money. No,
well,
not
like
Call of
just
Duty, Doom.
I dropped out of Assassin's Creed 2 because it's like the first few games was like, okay, you're the lores with like the Ark of the Covenant.
The
and all
Kenway
this type of
saga
shit.
is fucking badass, man. Like,
Yeah, but like
seriously.
the whole like they lose the finger and all, like the whole lore behind like the secret society of like people who know these ancient artifacts and stuff, and they
I'm just
kind of moved
saying.
away from that. Was like, okay, I mean,
I'm
there's
just
the cool concepts, but that's not why I was playing the game for.
Oh, no,
Yeah, and the first
Well,
game
you
was
know
a
what
bit
brought it all
samey.
together
Like
was
each
the movie with
level
Michael
was like
Fassbender.
this. Every level was the same. Do you know what I mean? Like you had to go around and get the viewpoints. You had to go around and get the saved citizens. You had to go around and fucking assassinate the target. And it just got progressively harder. Which and it really did have a good sort of difficulty sort of curve. Like it had a good learning curve as well in it. That's one of the things I remember from the game. But going back to what you were saying about it sort of being removed from what it originally was, it's like it says in like the very first placard that comes up on the screen in the game when you load it up. This game was created by people of all faiths and all religions, all kinds of backgrounds, and it's just a collaboration of all of that stuff basically. And that's what it is. It's all of the mythos, isn't it, surrounding the sort of Templar days and the Crusades, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. I think and they added far too much to it after 2.
Yeah.
After 2, there was just they started adding more and more and more to it, and it just got far more removed from what Assassin's Creed really was.
Like that's happened to me and even in anime and manga where one of my favorite, what used to be one of my favorite series was Detective Conan or Case Closed, where originally you got this adult person, he gets transformed to a kid he was supposed to be the best detective, and you just don't know why the people turned him to a kid, and that was the mystery he was supposed to be originally solving. But then it got too popular for its own good to where they just like
somebody let Taco out, please. He needs to go potty.
Oh well.
Oh, okay. I'll do it in a second, mate.
Okay. Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was like the more the show progressed, it was like they forgot the original lore to their own story to where it's not even brought up again. So it was like, why the hell am I watching this if they're not going to like actually try and solve the mystery? So I just jumped out.
I liked that show too, and I agree. It's like eventually it was just like, oh, he's just a kid detective. Like we're not going to talk about this anymore. Okay.
Anyway, we were going to go around the horn, weren't we?
We are. We'll start with you, Jackson. You got places to be.
I don't really have places to be. Not right now. I've got 20 minutes or 40 minutes even to be there. I could have a wank or two between now and then. I probably will, to be quite honest with you.
Probably make
yeah,
a
or 3, maybe. Who knows? Depends on how horny I'm feeling. I might put on, what was that new video that's going around, the dude with the gas pump?
Oh yeah.
That is,
Hit the petrol station really quick.
I love how Mike's gang put that in the chat twice to make sure that we were all scarred by seeing it.
But anyway, yeah, you can catch me on Dermy Wormy's channel in 40 minutes on Ballbuster, so come and check me there. Don't forget, watch MSK in the background with the resolution selected to the lowest and muted, of course, because otherwise, you know, all that shit will drown out the quality stuff that's going on Dermy's channel. So, yeah, come and check me out there. You can come and check me out on my channel and on Twitter at JackTarLad. There you go. That's the end of my spiel.
All right,
still
since
playing?
you're one of the last ones in tonight, Professor Savage Dad. You can both do an intro and an outro. How's your week, and where are you going to be?
let's see. My week has been fine. I'm glad to be off work as I usually am. It's another week in the salt mines. I wanted to say something really quick, kind of a outro, because I don't have a lot going on except I don't know. My wife and I got to figure out if there's a show tomorrow night. I think there's a Dadcast tomorrow night. Usually not. I've been doing a fuck ton of them lately. Usually it used to be like twice a month. I've been just doing them constantly for weeks now. But I wanted to say that I do agree with Vagabond and Jack. I think that we're going to see this new Assassin's Creed game fail much the same way that we saw X-Men 97 essentially fail at what it was supposed to do ratings-wise for Disney. Is it a good show? I haven't watched it, but everybody says it is. But everyone's tired of this shit. Everyone's tired of the crazy woke bullshit, so people aren't showing up. I mean, people just assume that Disney is so fucked that they assume everything coming out of it now is going to be ass, and they didn't show up to watch a quality show. This game could have fantastic gameplay, could have an intriguing story, but nobody's going to show the fuck up to see it. If a show is good on a shitty woke network and nobody's there to see it, does it make a sound? That's kind of I think where we're at this point.
It's Ubisoft. You can bet that it's going to be the same shit over and over.
Exactly. So, but on that one, come check out Dadcast. You know what? I've got shows with Moxie Dame from last week. I think I have one coming up tomorrow, if it all works. And, you know, Dadcasts are always great because you can watch them.
Wait, you're having her back on again?
No, I had her on once. Not again tomorrow. I had her on last week. And that one's just up now. So if I don't have a show this weekend, which I don't know,
that's what you were saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So if it doesn't come up, just go back and watch that one. Still go watch it again. Jess is there, and she's still a lovely woman, and had a great conversation with her.
Yeah, and I'm a lovely man, and you can go and watch the one where I was in it too, because I was on Dadcast. Come and watch me. Yeah.
Does anybody remember back in the day?
He's a pretty man too.
Yeah, back in the day,
you're not gonna have me on there, even though I'm not a real parent. I was at one time, but
there was a time.
You're always a parent,
get around the horn with everybody.
Real quick, Helhound, what's up, dude?
Oh no! Like, does anybody remember the time when he had dads on and didn't sex change the shows like every other fucking
I pulled
show
the Netflix
that we used to love?
Just once did I pull a Netflix. I had to reverse the ginger side. I didn't, you know. I had to have at least one ginger on. But there will be more. Father's Day is coming up, and I'm trying to work some things out that will be interesting.
Hell yeah! Sorry, I just had to get that.
Oh, it's good. Up next, who's next? Iron.
Diesel, you're gonna be joining us over on MSK here in a little bit, right?
I will, and thanks for having me on, man. And things are okay. Although I'm telling you, dude, walking outside here sounds like an anime. If you've ever watched I know Vagabond, you know how Evangelion, when you walk out there, how loud the cicadas are. That's what it's like here, and it's like,
well,
it rained today, but
mine's louder. Mine's louder. So where I'm
in the woods.
Well, yeah. So the echo from all their chirping or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
it's like one harmonious sound is like super loud. It's like no. It's man. I don't know if my phone can pick it up. I'll try to record it.
It'd probably be difficult to do it, but it was just once I watched Evangelion, man, that sound stuck out to me, and then I was able to hear it in every single anime when they have it in the background. I'm like, that's got to be. I didn't realize it was cicadas at first until about a week or so ago. I went outside and I was just like, am I in Evangelion? And it's like, I started hearing the intro music in my head, and I'm just like, oh, it's
Diesel,
cicadas.
real quick, man. That reminded me, we are still working on our sci-fi show.
Science fiction, baby.
I think we're still sticking to the name Space Jockeys.
I like that.
For it.
Me like
It'll be hosted by you and I, and we'll bring in 1 or 2 guests a week to talk about any random single sci-fi topic. It could be anime, sci-fi, animated movies, TV, doesn't matter. Real life.
Good thing to do will be find out what we're going to do ahead of time in case like you or I have not watched it, so that I can get caught up, because this is something I want to get into, because sci-fi is my jam, dude.
There's going to be a lot of a lot of prep involved with this, so I'm glad
This is going to be good, dude. This is
going to be
really
a
going to be
project, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And
Fantastic.
Vagabond, you going in? You going to be on anything tonight? MSKs or whatnot?
No, not tonight. I mean, I would if I got the invite, but no, I'll be on. So tomorrow I'll be at a heavy metal fest, and then Sunday, I won't be here next week because I'll be at MomoCon, and so that's 24/7.
I love how
4 days straight.
MomoCon sounds like a weed fest.
Yeah. It's basically 24/7, but it's not as like Mardi Gras like Dragon Con. So it's like if you're at San Diego Comic Con, but you don't have to leave for 4 days straight. And so I'll be there, but Sunday I will be on Devil Made Me Do It's channel to do a candy bar tier list.
Gotta fuck those candy bars.
Yeah.
Right on. And now, sorry, I muted you for a second.
Oh, I said candy bars.
And I think next person has a bit of an announcement to make. Nate, what's going on? You got anything planned you want to talk about?
Yeah, sure. Jesus Christ. Who the fuck is using a hammer at 11? You know what? Never mind.
He's moving out of MSK's apartment. Big news.
Sounds like someone's beating the shit out of something in the kitchen. Anyway.
Them dishes are catching hell.
Dude, what the sorry. It's distracting as shit. I gotta get the hell out of this fucking house. Speaking of that is happening next month.
Word.
So I'm going to be moving the fuck out and moving into a tiny house. Very exciting stuff.
I'm so proud for you, brother.
Oh yeah.
So proud.
I still got to go through some clothes, figure out what I want to keep, figure out what I want to get rid of. And also starting next month, me and a couple of our friends are going to be playing a good old game of D&D, son.
Hey,
And
check this.
It will be live.
That's going to be on your channel, or you going to just put it out afterwards, recorded?
It's going to be live on the channel. Darnell's going to be there. Red Strider's going to be there. 1776, for those of you who know her, she's probably going to be there too. Tiny's going to be there. And tomorrow we are doing character creation. So
awesome.
It won't be live, unfortunately. Yeah, I want to try and keep what everybody's playing kind of a secret until what the fuck is going on out there?
Well, we'll go ahead and let you.
I'm starting to actually get annoyed. Like
is that at your place? Hey.
No, the children and the plates. That's not me. It sounds like someone's beating the shit out of the wall outside my fucking room.
We can't hear that. I can hear a lot of plates and clanging and talking in the background.
I can hear it.
I think I found the source.
A lot of it.
Yeah, but
all right,
really loud.
Anyway, exciting stuff, and
that's cool. Couldn't make it to this game, unfortunately. I got too many other things I'm working on right now. Like I got this. In fact, Helhound, you got anything coming up?
I mean, I'll leave that to you. Besides,
well, I mean, do you want to talk about? You got your show with Darnell, or are you guys still reviewing?
Yeah. If he wants to, I know that. We need to finish up. Nobody's talking about it anymore, but we can at least talk about it if he wants. Talk about Fallout. Finish that up. It's been completely torn down as a show, and I get it. But it was still a fun. There was fun parts of the show. It looked good. A lot of cringe dialogue. But yeah, if he wants to talk about it, I need to get a hold of him, and we can finish that up. Talk about X-Men 97. I'm gonna finish that up. Maybe probably tomorrow. So besides that, I don't have anything going on. I'm just trying to reorganize, remodel.
Well, that's not 100% true. Hold on. Let me go ahead and share something real quick. So coming hopefully by June, Helhound myself will be co-hosting a show called The Wrecking Crew, where we're going to take one topic a week. It doesn't have to be entertainment related. It can even be a little more political in nature. So a little more edgy. We might do this only on Rumble. Haven't decided yet. And we'll invite one or two guests on with us, depending on what the topic is. We'll put a little bit of prep work into it ahead of time. so that we can make sure that whoever we invite on, it has a general interest in whatever that topic we're going to be beating into the ground happens to be. But we are going to try and nail down a schedule for it and hopefully have that started tentatively by the end of next month.
Because if there's anything I fucking hate in life is these fucking political horse shit. People up here making decisions for our lives.
And last but not least, we've got iron oxide, of course.
Which is a great name, by the way. I don't know if I've told you that. I love me some. It's Rust. I love me some chemistry.
Yeah, it works for people that know me. Really, all I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get a lot more organized at just doing this. That's why I took a whole week off the internet in general, just to kind of get a brain reset. I'm trying to get this show more streamlined. That's why you may have noticed, anybody watching, we had fewer guests. I talked to a lot of different people, and that was one of the first things that everybody could agree on, is we've had too many people on at once. So there would be a lot of people talking all at the same time, and then some people never got a chance to talk the entire time. And the last thing I want is for anybody on the show to get bored, to not want to be on anymore. And I think I accidentally kicked Vagabond off. Sorry about that. And it just not to be fun anymore. So I'm kind of scaling things down. Everybody that has been on the show is still invited on the show. We're going to do more of a rotation from week to week. If there's a certain topic that somebody definitely wants in on, that person will be on. We'll go by a lot of different things like seniority. We got the core members, and then some of the newer members will be kind of rotated in and out as the weeks go on. And as long as everybody's having a good time, then we'll keep going from there. If anybody hasn't noticed, I'm fucking new at this, so I have no idea what the hell I'm doing, but just going from there.
And actually, unfortunately, I've relegated myself to guest, haven't I? We've been talking in the background, and I've not. I've been having my daughter a lot more on a Friday night, and I've been keeping her awake, and that's why I dipped early last week. So I woke her up in the middle of the night, and then I thought about it on the Saturday, and on the Sunday, I was like, "Yeah, mate, I can't do this anymore. I'll have to only do it when my daughter's not here."
See that?
Anytime you
ladies
get
and
on,
gentlemen, that's a good dad. That's a good dad, my man. I love it. So glad you get to spend time with her.
Yeah, that's kind of why I don't like having just a set group of people that feel obligated. I know it's not consistent for the viewers with other than just me and Professor, who's now officially taken on the role of co-host. And then Selena, who's more of a producer role. I don't want anybody to feel kind of obligated to be on. We're co-hosting our own show coming up, Diesel. So
I know. I'm greedy.
Hey, I may not be here. I should have said that. Sorry to interrupt. I may not be here next Friday because I'll be camping, but I will try to do like Shags and show up from the forest.
Yeah, and you can sound like you're on the moon.
Camping.
Again. I mean, or you can actually enjoy your time with your family. It's totally cool.
Yeah.
I'll just be drinking and smoking. I'm gonna break out the cameras, like burning a cigar and having some whiskey because it'll be later at night.
I did that for a few decades. I enjoyed it a bit too much.
I can't afford to enjoy it that much. My tastes are too expensive. I'm a classy bitch.
Oh man, if you're an alcoholic, you'll drink.
I was gonna say I can't enjoy it because I'm a terrible drunk. I'm a problem drinker.
Yeah.
So are you going glamping?
Next thing you know, you buy.
Yeah, oh yes, I have a caravan, as they say, where you're from.
Is it like a Winnebago?
Yep.
Oh wow.
Okay. Awesome.
I'll show it off on the show. I'll give everyone a tour.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
as long as you can get good reception out in the forest with Shags.
By the way, believe it or not, like I talked to Nate about D&D for hours last week, and kind of got my sci-fi ass was asking about D&D and stuff, and he was explaining to me for hours, man.
And there are science fiction themed D&D style.
I know,
games
right?
that
Like when
play
I
with
see the Geeks
exact
and
same set
Gamers
of
tabletop talking about aliens, I'm like, that should be B in there. I'm the alien.
I bet you there's an aliens tabletop.
Yeah,
oh, they doing it on
right
D&D, on Geeks and Gamers, man.
I mean, for those of you who weren't here, I'll show you what I got cooking a little bit right now.
Oh, Nate.
I
Nate,
didn't
you know what you wanted to
realize
start-
that so many people were into dungeons and dominatrixes. I thought it was a really niche sort of sexual fantasy.
A lot of people want to get tied up and spanked.
Oh, man. Anybody tries to put handcuffs near me, I'll have DUI flashbacks and start throwing licks.
Real quick, Nate, something I just thought of this off the top of my head. Why don't you do short little instructionary introduction videos into D&D for people that just want the basics of how to play, little refreshers?
Good idea.
I did think about that. Oh yeah, but I
That's
need to get the
dope,
fuck out of this
Professor.
place before I can do any videos.
Well,
or
it's
streaming.
not something to do immediately, but once you don't live in MSK's side room.
Oh,
He doesn't have a side
Gary
room.
said that little door leads to comments.
If I lived in his fucking place, I would never get any kind of videos made. I'd be in there trying to record, and he'd poke his head in every 5 seconds. Hey man, what you doing? What you doing?
At least
I'm
you might
glad.
hang a
Criticizing
poster.
what
At least
you're
you
doing.
could hang a poster up on the wall to kind of break up the void of nothing.
Oh man,
I'm gonna find him a poster. Iron. I'm gonna get you a poster for him. I've got some shit in my closet I need to get rid of. That just reminded me.
Oh, okay.
I got $5. Says he won't hang it up.
Well,
He
on
better
that
fucking
note,
hang it
everybody,
up. I'll come to his house.
I think we had a pretty good show. It was a lot of fun.
Did.
At
Very
least
good,
I'll
yeah.
remember this one as opposed to last week. I had to rewatch it because I don't remember shit. Anyway, good night, everybody.
Thank
night.
Wrong video.
Iron, mute Professor Savage Dead.
I am muted.
It was Helhound. I just muted him.
Oh, it was Helhound. sorry, Savage.
It wasn't me.
I figured what my problem was.
Yeah.
Sorry, Savage. We just might need
The watching light
Unmute everyone.
selected as the default. So my stupid other camera mode, which doesn't mute me when I press my button, in order to have noise cancellation.
Yes, Vagabundo. They can definitely hear us.
Are you sure they can hear us?
Absolutely 100%. Fuck diggity.